It's been a real busy week. Massive wins for LGBTQ candidates in last week's election. 2 separate judges have ruled against Trump's homophobic healthcare rules. Germany is moving closer to abolishing conversion therapy for minors. And a new study shows a record number of queer characters on television right now. We'll have the week's top LGBTQ news and how it affects you on Weekly Debrief. Weekly Debrief is made possible through everyone's support on Patreon. Head over to patreon.com/mattbaum to check out the rewards for backers. Earlier this year, the Trump administration issued new rulings allowing hospitals to turn away queer people and letting doctors refuse to cover LGBTQ patients. But last week, 2 separate courts ruled that that is unconstitutional, noting that it would be particularly onerous for people in rural areas who may not have any alternatives when it comes to healthcare. The Trump administration could still appeal those rulings. Meanwhile, in Canada, conservative lawmakers are pushing a bill that would essentially do the same thing, giving healthcare providers wide latitude in deciding to refuse to treat people they just don't like. The bill has passed an initial vote and is now likely to head to committee. Big thanks to viewer Daniel for the heads up about that story. Last week saw elections across the United States, with LGBTQ candidates winning big. At last count, 99 out of 200 LGBTQ candidates won their races, including multiple transgender candidates in some particularly conservative areas. Republicans ran a lot of transphobic ads across the country as a sort of test for driving voter turnout in 2020, but now that those ads have been proven unsuccessful, we may see fewer such attacks in the future. Good news from Germany. Legislators unveiled a bill last week that would ban conversion therapy for minors. It's a step in the right direction, but there are still some weird loopholes to it. Under the bill, patients could still be subjected to the treatment if they say that they understand the risks, and as in the US, there are only protections for minors, none for adults. And finally this week, a new report from GLAAD shows that there are more queer characters on television now than at any time in history. Just over 10% of TV characters are LGBTQ, and of those, about half are people of color. But those characters largely appear on just 3 networks: Showtime, Freeform, and FX. And what's more, there's still a lack of characters who are bisexual, asexual, and queer people with disabilities. Now let's talk about this week's action item. I know we just got through an election and nobody wants to think about the upcoming presidential race, but now's the time to be prepared for November of 2020. The Victory Fund is one of the country's most effective organizations when it comes to electing LGBTQ candidates to push back against Republican attacks. Head over to victoryfund.org to follow them on social media, to volunteer, and to donate. As always, let me know about stories that need covering at Matt Baum on Twitter and in the YouTube comments. Big thanks to everyone who makes Weekly Debrief possible with a pledge of support on Patreon. Head over to patreon.com/mattbaum to check out those backer rewards. And I'll debrief you next week.